The company we choose is Facebook and WhatsApp. Facebook is defined as an online social networking website where people can create profiles, share information such as photos and quotes about themselves, and also respond or link to the information posted by others. Facebook is founded in 2004. Then, WhatsApp is used to send messages, images, audio, and video with internet. The main purpose of WhatsApp is to make communication easy, simple, instant, and convenient. The industry structure of WhatsApp and Facebook is monopoly competition. Monopoly competition refers to an industry which have many companies offer the similar product or service but not the perfect substitute. Monopoly competition bring difference in quality, branding, style, and reputation. The main characteristic of monopoly competition is lack of substitutes, barriers to entry, and price maker. One of the advantages that monopoly competition firms have is they have the freedom in decision making. They did not need to take consideration on how their decision influence competitors. Secondly, the management of Facebook is more to one-to-one interaction. The other management way used by Facebook is change job every 1.5 years. The workers have to leave their current team and work on something new and different. The main four characters that Facebook used to manage the company is creativity, problem solving, boldness, openness, and speed. WhatsApp are more efficient and engaged with the employees. WhatsApp less focused in advertisement because the founder believes that publicity is not important in marketing. The founder of WhatsApp is Jan Koum and Matthew Idema is the Chief Operating Officer. The founder of Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg, who is the chairman and also the Chief Executive Officer. The Chief Operating Officer is Shirley Zenberg. The head of Facebook application is Fiji Simon.
Today I'm going to explain about the corporate mission and vision of the Facebook and WhatsApp companies. Facebook corporate mission is to enable individuals to formulate local area and unite the world. The enabling individuals segment of Facebook's statement of purpose implies the organization's objective of making its online communication administration in a way to make users more proficient on the web. Regarding the corporate vision, the statement of purpose further shows that Facebook has the objective of interfacing the world. Next is Facebook corporate vision explanation. In light of the organization web-based media administration contribution, its individuals use Facebook to remain associated with loved ones, to find what's happening on the planet, and to share and communicate what make a difference to them. This corporate vision shows that the business isn't only an essential online interpersonal interaction web page. All things considered, the organization additionally work with information and important correspondence among singular users. Facebook vision as the accompanying primary segments such as tool for discovery, global market scope, tool for communication, and tool for self-expression. The corporate vision likewise shows that the organization considers itself to be a facilitator of correspondence among loved ones. Additionally, Facebook intends to be a worldwide disclosure device through data access. Furthermore, the organization plans to make its online informal community a worldwide device for self-articulation. These parts of Facebook vision articulation require the organization to develop globally to keep up its administrative role in the worldwide online media market. Next is WhatsApp corporate mission. The corporate mission of WhatsApp is WhatsApp begin as an option in contract to SMS. Our item currently uploads sending and getting an assessment of media, text, photograph, recording, archive, and area just as voice calls. A portion of your most close to home minutes are imparted to WhatsApp, which is the reason we incorporated start to finish encryption into our application. Behind each item, the choice is our craving to allow individuals to impart any place on the planet without obstructions. WhatsApp mission statement of purpose outlines why WhatsApp was made and what drives it to continue since its dispatch. In addition, WhatsApp mission statement of purpose share the underlying requirement of WhatsApp creation, the administration it currently gives, the thinking for the start to finish, encryption, innovation, and the general vision WhatsApp continues to accomplish through every one of its item choices. The previously mentioned focuses in the statement of purpose summarize the objective and wants of WhatsApp. Next is WhatsApp corporate vision. Facebook founder introduced his vision for Facebook new 19 billion acquisition of WhatsApp and his main goal to give online admittance to individuals wherever during his future discourse today at Mobile World Congress or MWC in Barcelona. that WhatsApp on a way to interfacing in excess of billion group and accept that he and WhatsApp founder have a common vision to associate everybody on the planet. Next, I'm going to explain about the location of the companies. First is Facebook company. The organization base camp are in Menlo Park, California. Facebook main office in Menlo Park sits on the edge of San Francisco Bay. It covers in excess of 250 acres of land and contains in excess of 30 buildings. In spite of the fact that Central Command isn't in a metropolitan place, the greater part of Facebook representative will work by means of elective transportation, regardless of whether that is trekking or public travel. Facebook runs normal transport to and from the Menlo Park Caltrain station, which is around a 10-minute drive away, and furnishes worker with a travel payment. Okay, the last one is WhatsApp company location. WhatsApp was established in 2009 by Brian Acton and Jan Koum, both were previous workers of Yahoo. So they located the WhatsApp company on February 24, 2009 in California. The address is 1601 Willow Road, Menlo Park, California 94025, United States of America, USA. That's all from me. Thank you.
So I'm here to discuss about the corporate strategy. So first we have to go through about what is about corporate strategy. A fascinating strategy or scheme that is long-term in nature, designed with the goal of gaining a competitive edge over other market members while delivering both on consumer and partners guarantees, is known as corporate strategy. Facebook and WhatsApp have a practical approach and systematic implementation process in place to maintain a competitive edge in the marketplace, focused on the efficiency and accessibility of online social media administrations. So, now we see what strategy is used by Facebook and WhatsApp. The cost leadership corporate strategy is used by Facebook and WhatsApp. This practice, which is not exclusive, entails lowering the cost of doing business. When cost leadership strategy is used, the company is able to lower its cost and become more competitive. The business advertises its online social media administration in a way that is much too general. This is made possible by the essence of the Facebook and WhatsApp trade. For instance, the firm uses computing technology to boost the efficiency of its social networking platform. Because of the online existence of this transaction, Facebook and WhatsApp is able to easily target web users across the global market, thus satisfying the cost leadership strategy and broad competitive scope. The cost leadership strategy leads to the critical goal of expanding Facebook's and WhatsApp's online social prepaid client base. A related monetary critical goal will be to increase the company's earning by at least 35% each year. Facebook and WhatsApp has the potential to achieve certain main goals by focusing on growing its engagement, which currently stand at over 2 billion month-to-month dynamic clients in these strategies for competitive advantage. The company's several production strategies are inextricably linked to fetched authority. And now we continue to present about the growth strategy of Facebook and WhatsApp. The first growth strategy used by WhatsApp and Facebook is market penetration. Facebook and WhatsApp growth is largely due to the use of the market penetration strategy. The aim of this serious growth process is to increase existing market share. Market development is second best growth strategy of Facebook and WhatsApp. The aim of this technique is to break into previously untapped markets. And also, Facebook and WhatsApp use diversification as a supporting strategy in this growth strategy. The primary goal of this aggressive growth strategy is to establish modern businesses. The fourth one is the innovation of technology. Facebook is one of the most well-known innovation brands in the United States and around the world. Technological development is the primary drivers of growth for this brand. Its focus on development has continued to drive the platform faster growth in terms of client base and income. So now, what are the reasons or motives for the merger and acquisition of Facebook and WhatsApp. In my point of view, the first point is to reach many people out there. WhatsApp is by far Facebook's largest acquisition and one of the most significant in Silicon Valley history. It is more than 20 times larger than Facebook's Instagram acquisition, which was quite popular in 2012, that raises around 22 billion. The second one is market growth. WhatsApp has made a significant contribution to Facebook's growth in markets where the internet is scarce, but WhatsApp is widely used. After that, Facebook gains access to these various client bases. Interfacing with WhatsApp users in these areas will also support Facebook's internet initiative, which aims to provide online access to people all over the world.
So hello everyone, my name is Luganagi with metric number 270578. So today I'm going to present about deal structure and defense strategy of Facebook and WhatsApp. So I'll first explain about deal structure. As you all know, Facebook is the biggest player in social media market. Before the acquisition of WhatsApp by Facebook, the shareholding structure was totally different. The shareholding structure of Facebook divided to 4 categories. As you all see, the pie chart is given a clear picture. So based on the pie chart, Zuckerberg and other had 28 shareholdings. And venture capital with 20%, Facebook employee with 32%, and public shareholding with 20%. So that was before acquisition. And there's another pie chart give a clear picture about WhatsApp shareholding before acquisition. So WhatsApp is a freeware cross-platform and end-to-end encrypted instant messaging app. So before the acquisition, the shareholding of WhatsApp also divided into 4 parts. With venture capital 20%, employee of WhatsApp 20%, and Brian with 15% of shareholding, and the founder John Cole hold 45% of shareholdings. So after acquisition of WhatsApp by Facebook, the structure of transaction have changed a lot. After acquisition, the shares partly paid in cash and partly paid in stock. And WhatsApp will hold 7.9% of Facebook share, and John Cole placed in BOD, Board of Director of Facebook, in the form of restricted unit shares. Most importantly, your WhatsApp still can run independently even after the acquisition. So that's about the transaction. Now let's talk about applicable regulation. Both companies incorporated in USA, so there's no need for foreign exchange regulation, and the transaction will happen through private agreement and regulation. So now I'm going to talk about defense strategy. Defense strategy is any set of procedures that are employed by a target company to prevent hostile takeover. A hostile takeover is a type of acquisition in which bidder takes over a target company without their consent and against their wishes. The defense mechanism and defense strategy can be divided into 2 broad categories: pre-offer defense strategy and post-offer defense strategy. The pre-offer defense strategy is preemptive strategy, and it is primarily used to either make the company share less attractive or potential bidder, or set restriction in corporate governance to limit the benefit to the potential bidder. In the case of WhatsApp and Facebook, golden parachute and supermajority proposition is relatable. Golden parachute refer to benefits, bonuses, or severance pay due to the company's top management staff in case of termination of their employment, such as might occur as part of hostile takeover. So thus, WhatsApp can be employed as yet another takeover defense mechanism that aims to increase the total acquisition cost for a bidder. And based on post-offer defense strategy, Facebook used white knight defense strategy. Before that, post-offer defense strategy are employed when WhatsApp receives a bid for a hostile takeover. For instance, the white knight defense is a procedure that includes the acquisition of target company by its essential partner, called a white knight. Also, it's very friendly to target a company, like how Facebook is friendly to WhatsApp. It's also known as strategy of Facebook to concrete the accusation. So here WhatsApp have acknowledged their reality to be taken over, yet can any event select to be dominated or converge with a friendly company like Facebook, rather than being a victim of a hostile takeover.
Now I will continue our slide presentation about is there value creation in the Facebook and WhatsApp. Okay, first is about the current data are available for free. As we know, Facebook offers various facilities, especially and collecting valuable data anyone from anyone and advertising the product they make. So the ecosystem they build their own that can be anticipated, like personalized and understood for them. So Facebook themselves understand that it is a good opportunity to collect the data, especially about the interesting outsider belief, like example Facebook platform and changing model. And next is advertising model. As we know that when we open Facebook, there are many a lot of advertisement in that. So the next is payment model, application and virtual good. This is mean they use the technology to get a development data submitted by Facebook itself. So it is including sex, age, and location in the microtransaction and virtual goods. Okay. Next is about how does the acquirer organize the acquisition. So the acquirer manage the acquisition on the Facebook very well, and in this case, they proven that they currently have more than 90 companies in several countries, but mostly they choose in located in America itself, so they more easily to control it. And the important thing is they also acquire talent within the company, and after that, the not uncommon in the company will lose. I mean, like they close their company before.
Corporate governance and performance of Facebook and WhatsApp. Corporate governance is the system, rules, and process by which a company is directed and controlled. The core principles of corporate governance are accountability, transparency, fairness, and responsibility. Facebook follow corporate governance guidelines to reflect the board's strong commitment. The corporate governance guidelines refer to the responsibility of board directors, board meetings, size of board, and many more. Facebook also gives new directors with the access to information and meeting with management in order to naturalize directors with the company's business. The Facebook board's line is to motivate determinations of chief who will give to Facebook achievement and its main goal to enable individual to construct local area and unite the world. Facebook is focused on an approach of comprehensiveness and to seeking after variety as far as foundation and point of view.
Post-acquisition integration is a complex process where in this case, Facebook and WhatsApp companies are involved with the main objective to create synergies and obtain competitive advantages. The main integration was in terms of cultural, where WhatsApp faced a culture clash with Facebook. This is because WhatsApp co-founders were big believers in privacy and they only tried to collect a little data as possible from their users, requiring only phone numbers, whereas Facebook is so-called data hungry. Another point of cultural clash in terms of post-acquisition was over WhatsApp's encryption. In 2016, WhatsApp added end-to-end encryption, a security feature that does not allow any third party to interfere in the conversation, including WhatsApp's owner, whereas Facebook only has that service applied for secret conversation in Messenger. Besides culture integration, Facebook continues to push ahead with the integration of its messaging apps, which will eventually enable users to cross-message from Instagram to Messenger to WhatsApp without each participant having to download each individual app.
Leadership and people. Human resource process challenge. Identifying and conveying the rationale for the merger and acquisition to employees. Workers frequently regard change as uninteresting and irritating. Throughout the relocation, human resource of Facebook must communicate effectively and openly with all representatives. Human resources must, in particular, engage with employees of WhatsApp about the need for change, explain how the change will benefit them, and manage the stress that comes with change. Number 2 is forming and merger group and selecting and monitoring a pioneer. Instead of being involved in running the business, the group leader of Facebook must focus entirely on merger, be sensitive to social differences, manage the change process, and retain and spur key representatives.
Does the merger and acquisition achieve its objective? Success or failure give reasons. The first one that I like to say is user growth. Back in 2014, WhatsApp users sent over 500 million pictures back and forth per day, about 150 million more than Facebook users. After merging, the number of users increases tremendously. Second reason is high revenues achieved. Of course, when the number of users increases, high revenues is achieved. But there's another way WhatsApp helped in fueling Facebook's growth in developing markets. For example, it's not very common for apps like Snapchat where users send a few snaps per day. But it is very common for WhatsApp messaging where users may send multiple texts and images per day, which increases the revenue this company earns. The third reason is customer retention. Customer retention is another reason Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are installed by different kind of people. Nowadays, everyone are like quitting social medias. So therefore, if a user goes on one app, they're still in the circle of Facebook, thanks to the merger. Another reason is low operational costs. If the backend system of each of these apps are merged, then the development will only need to be done once. Obviously, this will reduce the work Facebook must do in order to develop their system. The last reason is the lack of an ecosystem. WhatsApp is the new SMS as it replaces SMS. Like SMS, key to WhatsApp's success is its lack of an ecosystem. MMS has failed miserably, and WhatsApp is said to be the only app that is more engaging than Facebook. To pay such a large amount to acquire WhatsApp can be justified as a defensive motive to prevent other rivals from approaching WhatsApp. And Mark Zuckerberg believes that he and his firm may be able to generate larger revenue after the deal closes. Second challenge is the business model of WhatsApp, which does not include advertisement. Lack of advertising revenue from WhatsApp will make it very difficult for Facebook to actually gain back its sizable investment of $19 billion. The third reason is the minimal pricing power of WhatsApp. WhatsApp does not operate in a competitive manner with other messaging apps such as Apple's FaceTime, Microsoft's Skype, and so on, and may not get enough paying customers into its fold, which is difficult to justify a very large price tag. Present challenge. First is the integration of Facebook and WhatsApp. Experts are still figuring out how Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp will coexist without WhatsApp sharing its user data to Facebook. Second one is in terms of upgrading user, in terms of wealth. WhatsApp can go upmarket and get wealthy users to have unlimited text on their phone. This is because WhatsApp has a very limited number of people and lower percentage of free spending wealthy customers, unlike companies like Apple and so on. The third challenge is upgrading business model of WhatsApp. Experts are still wondering if WhatsApp will sell its data to third parties or give user data to Facebook. This is because by doing so, WhatsApp will actually be able to gain more revenue and achieve greater heights. Last but not least, Facebook has 35% less cash. So this means that there is less support financially and less capacity to do more acquisitions with other firms such as Tinder and Pinterest. The future challenges that may be faced by the new firm is number 1, privacy. The challenge of merging Facebook and WhatsApp is the fact that only WhatsApp supports end-to-end encryption. To simplify, WhatsApp will not interfere in a conversation when a person sends a message to another person, whereas Facebook has this option called switch to end-to-end encryption, only applies for secret conversations in Messenger. Second challenge that may be faced by the firm is cybersecurity, especially hacking. Possibility of hacking is really high as people trust these apps with sensitive and personal information, including financial information. Last but not least, this firm may face antitrust issues. All the firm combined could create monopoly, which could hinder the interest of customers, preventing fair competition. Thank you.